right, welcome back to the We Is Smart podcast with B-Dub,
Tommy K,
and Doc Lib.
And we are back for another fun-filled episode, music-filled episode.
What happened to Tor? Doctor Lib.
Tor Lib?
Doctor.
Oh.
I'm abbreviated today.
He's not What's Up Doc today.
If only my talk was abbreviated.
Hey, you put yourself in that position.
Oh, I know it. I agree with it.
So, as I was saying, we've been doing these different music topics. Of course, last week we did cover songs, and this week we're actually going to hit one-hit wonders. And I have a list, and I know Dr. Lib has a list. Mine is VH1's 100 one-hit wonders.
I got nothing.
You can talk
play along.
You can talk
the color guy.
You're the color guy.
And then, oh wait, I shouldn't mark on the computer screen, should I?
No whiteout.
Well, I mean, if you want to, it's your computer, so.
Yes. No whiteout on the screen. But, yes, I have a list. Mine's from VH1. Dr. Lib said, which one? What's your list from? Which is it? Spotify. So those are two well-known establishments, I guess you could say, to get something from. And we actually need to talk about what songs are, once we get through these lists, if there's any songs that we think are one-hit wonders that did not make the list. So I'm going to let Dr. Lib go first with his.
I went first last week, so you go ahead and go.
Well, you sure?
I'll start first, ladies and gentlemen. Disclaimer of the show has no reflection whatsoever on what we are talking about.
Okay.
Unless we're standing in front of a mirror.
All right. So you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, some of the ones I have, because like I said, I'm not going to go through all of them. And the one thing I noticed about this before I go through this list is a lot of these songs, if you're a DJ like what we were, a lot of these songs we played at weddings and different events that we did. So you might notice it, Tom, a little bit when you hear some of these names. You may not. I don't know. Because unless you're actually hearing the song, sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't even know what the name of that song was. Yes.
I'm curious with what we're about to dive into.
Yes.
If any of those songs will stick in our mind for the rest of the day, we sing it over.
They might. I mean, and a lot of times when you see a song come up, you're going, I haven't heard that song in a long time, and then you have to find it and listen to it just to see, and then it gets stuck in your head. Because I know that's happened to me a few times.
That could be another whole topic, because
songs that get stuck in your head.
You hear and they just don't stick in your head. So what?
I'll start a chart.
What's the trigger that makes the song stick in your head?
Oh, wow.
That's a good point. The trigger. Yeah.
But
sorry,
I'll give the top five, and then I'll jump down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming in number one on VH1's greatest 100 or top 100 one-hit wonders.
I'll compare mine top five with yours then.
Yeah. Macarena by Los Del Rio.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Number two, Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
Yep.
Number three, Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Come on, Eileen.
Come on. And number four, I Am 260 by Right Said Fred.
Oh, yeah.
And coming in number five, Mickey by Tony Basil.
Okay, my top five, well, I guess Spotify's top five, coming in at, did you go, I'm going to go backwards. Number five, Your Woman by Whitetown. Number four, Wipeout by the
Safaris.
Yeah, the Safaris. Mm-hmm. I gotta get the font a little bit bigger. There we go. By the Safaris.
Wipeout. Sorry.
Number three was Maniac by Michael Cimbella.
Yeah. Good easy.
Number two, Unbelievable by EMF.
Yep.
And number one, The Final Countdown by Europe.
Wow.
Wow, Europe's
that was Spotify's top five.
That's funny because I don't think Europe's on my list at all.
That's interesting because Europe had a tour and even.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It was only one continent, but still.
It is really funny because you hear, I mean, like that song, Final Countdown, that was big. Right Said Fred, that song went on and on and on. I mean, their song, I mean, that was playing everywhere. So it's kind of funny to think that they actually only had one hit.
Yeah. But that's what a lot of times what happens is a lot of these artists, they have a big hit song the first time around and then they can't duplicate it with anything else. So
it's like some actors who have such a huge hit with their very first movie, and then they get typecast, and then the rest of their movies are horrible.
True. Couple others on my list: Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice, Take on Me by Aha.
That was one on mine. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
When we say, not we, but like
when it's said,
the experts.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. The experts call it a one-hit wonder. Is the definition where they only have the one song and that's it?
I'm wondering if the big thing is maybe they chart where charted. That where they consider maybe a top 25 or a top, I don't know, because it don't say on Spotify how they come up with their ideas, but some of them are, you know, some of the one hit wonders that I can remember are that this group only had one hit and that was it.
Yeah.
Else from them.
Well, B-Dub says Aha, and that was, to me, not that I was a huge 80s, you know, whatever, blah, 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 but the band name Aha was pretty big sounding back then.
That's because that video that they made for that was amazing. I love
it. Okay, I think of, and I'm not trying to jump ahead on anybody's list, but Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun.
Yeah.
To me, that's my most well-known one-hit wonder, if you will, because that was the only song you heard about him. I have his album. I haven't listened to it. But, you know, what I'm getting at is it was it. You know, if someone said Billy Thorpe, oh, yeah, Children of the Sun. And that was it. Yeah. So to hear some of these names, I'm like, how are they a one-hit wonder? You know, that's why I'm asking. So, okay, this is at that moment where I will put a zip on it and listen. Go ahead.
Well, no, because I was going to answer your question about why is it considered a one-hit wonder? Let's kind of give a definition. So a one-hit wonder is an artist or band that achieves massive, often sudden, mainstream popularity with a single hit song, but fails to replicate that success, becoming defined solely by that one song.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it does make sense.
I just looked up Aha's top 10 songs. I've never heard of any of them except for that one.
Yes. Well, that's all. And like I said before, a lot of these songs, and one thing I noticed about a lot of these songs on here is, of course, stuff that we would play at weddings and stuff like that. You play them at parties, but they're also on a lot of soundtracks and various artists' albums. Mm-hmm. One thing I've noticed too, listening to those over the year, because one on here, Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. You know, We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister.
That's a one-hit wonder?
That's a one-hit wonder.
One hit. That's another one.
And Tommy K, what's the one song and artist do you always talk about that has a very, very long song?
Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
They're on this list as well.
Wow.
So, Play That Funky Music, White Boy by it's Play That Funky Music, but
Wild Cherry, you said.
Here's Whip It by Devo. As you said, Unbelievable by EMF. Let's see. Afternoon Delight by Starland Vocal Band, which makes, I mean, here's one that you probably hear a lot. Bittersweet Symphony, I can't say the word, by The Verve.
What? Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm having a panic attack or an anxiety attack over this, hearing this. Okay. I will be quiet, but I will say this. I feel like, you know what? Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, you sure?
I mean, there is some surprising people on there, but if you actually look up, if you actually Google it, you see, they didn't really have any other big major hits, and they are known completely for, just like Aha. They're known for that one song, or they are known for one song, and I mean, you can. Some of the guys you like Iron Butterfly. Can you think of any other? Unless you're an Iron Butterfly fan,
right?
Could you think of?
Well, here's why I'm saying I'm having a panic attack or anxiety, whatever you want to. It doesn't matter.
Anxiety.
Yeah. The Verve. Yes. What was the song title again that you said?
Bittersweet
Symphony.
Yeah.
I first heard that, like, oh, that's a good song. I like it, blah, blah, blah. Then I heard a second song called Lucky Man, which has a video with it as well. And it made those, based on those two songs, I even told my daughter, I said, I would like to go see those guys play.
Well, wasn't that Emerson, Lake and Palmer originally did Lucky Man, or was that a different song?
Yeah, but yes, ELP did that, but this song is not a cover. It's not even the same lyrics. Same title.
Same title. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe it's called Lucky Man. But those two songs inspired me to. I want to see those guys.
Yeah.
So,
but
where I'm going with this is, who's coming up with this? I know I'm just a peon. In this process, blah, blah. It goes back to me reading that book about U2 and all their songs. And the author kept saying over and over again, every song was a love song or about transgender or about this, that, drugs, sex, all that stuff. And I'm like, where are they coming with this?
Like Bloody Sunday, Bloody is...
I don't remember exactly...
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, B-Dub, but I would say that they said something. It seemed like every song, and that one was relatively, later or earlier in their career kind of thing. So I read about it, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. A person's opinion. I'm not saying...
Lay down on my couch for a minute. The doc was going to take care of you.
All right, Doc.
By the criteria that Brian gave, even you brought up the Verve, but they are still known widely by the one song. And there are other songs, other recordings that they had, and there are people that like the other recordings, but that don't mean that they were necessarily a hit.
Yeah.
Way to go, Doc. You're doing your job well.
Well, one thing you have to look at with these two lists, the one that Doc has and the one I have, is mine is VH1, which is strongly on music videos and stuff. When it was big, his is Spotify, which is more streaming music. So if you look at the list, we have some of the same artists on our list, but at the same time, we don't. I mean, look at our top 5. Both for VH1. I mean, it's completely, I don't think there were any that were alike on that. I think they were completely different ones. So.
And see what, I don't know what their criteria was for which, which one was number 1 and which one was number 100, because this is a top 100 list too, kind of deal. So, but it is opinion. Tom is right about that. It's still
it's opinion. That's why I'm saying it's two different lists. It's two different, types of backgrounds in each of those lists.
But I think you can have a criteria by this is a one-hit wonder. I think the definition you gave was an excellent definition. I think.
Yeah. because here's another one. I'm coming on one, which I know they had another song that I hear on the radio, but this one seems to be the one they are famous for. Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. So, but that's not the only song I hear on the radio by them. Let's see. A couple of these, Rock and Roll Part 2 by Gary Glitter.
Oh, yeah.
So
did they ever make Rock and Roll Part 1? I always wondered.
I never saw it. 500 Miles by the Proclaimers.
Oh, yeah, I like that song.
There's a huge one that you hear just about everywhere, but that's the only song they've had.
Going 500.
Yeah. Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. I mean, that one became famous because Michael Jackson did the background vocals in it. And they compared Rockwell a lot to Michael Jackson in that whole time this song came out. This one we actually talked about last week with cover song Smoke in the Boys Room by Brownsville Station. It's been covered, but that was their only song.
It was huge when it came out.
Yes.
People like smoking in the boys' room.
Here's a huge one that people always talk about. I always see videos on. People, are always 8675309.
Oh yeah,
by Tommy Two Tone. Only one hit wonder, but it's huge. Here's another one that kind of surprised me a little bit because I know they have a couple other ones, but again, this goes back to like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Round and Round by Rat. So I see Tommy K's eyes just going to the back of his head. I'm sorry. Let's see what else we got here. Epic by Faith No More.
Oh yeah.
Another one hit wonder. How Bizarre by OMC, which actually somebody sampled that song like I think 4 or 5 years ago, because I remember hearing it somewhere else. By Crash Test Dummies.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another one. Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one, too.
Safety Dance by Men Without Hats.
I don't want to just sit here and say, oh, yeah, all the time. So, oh, yeah.
Bust a Move by Young MC. What's Up by Four Non Blondes. I Want Candy by Bow Wow Wow. There's another one. Two of Hearts by Stacey Q. No Rain by Blind Melon. And finally, Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas.
Yeah, to be fair with Blind Melon, the lead singer died not long after.
That's out. Yeah. I mean,
I really like them too. They kind of had a throwback sound.
Yeah. But we kind of were talking about this already. For what bands considered one-hit wonders do you actually enjoy their other songs? And actually, before we answer that, Doc, did you have some others on your list?
Yeah, there's a couple more.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
That's all right. 99 Loof Balloons by Nina.
I actually had that on mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Well, I'm sure we have a lot of the same ones, but Love Hurts by Nazareth.
Yeah, that one wasn't on mine.
That was a little bit surprised because you know Nazareth was pretty big when I was too. Well, you said Tainted Love. We do have a lot of them that were the same, which I figured that would be the case too.
Yeah.
No, hey, hey.
What was it?
No, hey, hey by Steam.
Yeah.
There is one that was not on either one of our lists, I think, that I remember that. I think we're going to talk about that later, but What Am I by Edie Brickell. Remember that one?
Yeah. I think that was on mine too.
That was VH1 played that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's about all I mean, there's a like I got 100 and you got 100, and we probably have 150 or 175.
Yeah.
How about the Mississippi Queen by Mountain?
True.
That was pretty big. Yeah, I think I pretty much hit most of the ones that I kind of wanted to hit on here. So, but yeah, there's a bunch more. Crisscross Jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I had that one on mine too.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a good sampling, I guess, of some of the one-hit wonders, and I'm sure there's some that's not even on the list that we have that were actually real one-hit wonders. So.
Oh, okay. That actually shocks me. Well, it doesn't shock me, but I was looking up when did one-hit wonders become common? Because I'm thinking they became common big time in the 80s, but actually it began common during the late 1950s and 1960s with 12 to 70% of all top 40 hits from 1958 to 1990 fitting the description, though they peaked in prominence during the 80s and 90s. The rise was driven by the 1950s-60s singles-focused market, and later the 80s MTV era and 90s were rapid, novelty-driven, and media-fueled hits flourished. So, that's why I was kind of looking at the 80s and 90s. I mean, of course, that's when I grew up mostly, so I heard more of them then. But so we before I get to the question I already asked, which song would you call the ultimate one-hit wonder? Is there an ultimate one-hit wonder song?
Well, I think the ultimate one-hit wonder wasn't even on my list. I don't know if it's on your list or not, but I believe it was Zegger and Lee in the year 2525.
Nope.
In the year 2525.
Yeah, and then they kept going and
still alive.
Yep.
What about the Jimmy Castor Bunch, Troglodyte?
Could be.
For me, Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun.
Children of the Sun.
For me, when if someone says name a one-hit wonder, that would probably be my go-to answer. And again, I don't know the rest of the music, but that song, well, we'd use that song to test your stereo. As far as the fading left to right or balance left, whatever you want to call it, because of how they recorded it.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that. I'm gonna drink me Dr. Pepper.
Okay, Forrest. I would probably say mine. I just had it in my head. Now I forgot. That's how big of a one-hit wonder it was. Shoot, because it wasn't one we were going to talk about. God blame it. Let me go ahead and give you the next question while I'm thinking about it, and then if I think about it, I'll bring it up. For what bands considered one-hit wonders do you actually enjoy their other songs?
Rat.
Okay. I do. Yep. I agree with that.
I kind of shut off listening to the list, so I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I'm just telling you that's. I don't know.
And why? If you don't mind me asking, why is that?
Did I shut off?
Yeah.
I was getting frustrated at hearing this. I said it before. I believe it. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not denying that. But in something that's so, the music industry is so huge and big and broad and blah, blah, blah. I kept thinking, based on what? And I know you defined one hit wonder and Gary explained it and all that stuff, but that was how my mind was working. It's like, where are they going with this? How do they figure that, kind of thing?
Yeah.
I guess I was disagreeing in my head over some of the answers. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot. The Rat one, for instance, I was like, what are they talking about? They had how many albums? They weren't a huge, they're not an AC/DC or a Metallica, or where they have several albums,
Mm-hmm.
Over the years. But I guess AC/DC would be the big, heavy metal, if you will, where longevity,
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's all. And I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry. I just was getting frustrated.
That's why I asked the
opinion,
question.
and I get it. I just, some of it was like, where, how?
Yeah.
So that.
Well, honestly, that was a minority. Most of the songs that we talked about were actually truly just one-hit wonders, and the people didn't have a big bunch of albums that they put out. So, I mean, honestly, it's just like you said, it's opinion anyway. So I mean, there's no sense in getting upset with other people's opinions, I guess.
Yeah. Too late.
Well, because I mean, the question.
How often do people get upset with my opinions?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to answer that question.
I mean,
I'll just be quiet though. Seriously,
that's why I asked you.
I'm not trying to be a martyr, kind of thing. When I say I'll be quiet, I don't know how to shut up. I really don't. I say I'll be quiet, and then 2 seconds later, I'm going on and on some more. So,
okay. No, I mean, that's why I asked you the question. I just wanted to know what your opinion was. I mean, like you said, everyone is entitled to their opinion, and that's what I was asking for. I mean,
wait, Getty, what is your answer
to what?
I'm bringing the boom down to Getty Lee.
Oh.
Well, because I was going to ask you.
Okay, that was a bad joke. Sorry.
Well, no, because you brought
Gary. That's the reason.
Oh. Gary Lee, what is your...
Wow.
Why are you leaning forward?
Anyway.
I'm holding the mic closer to you, Gary.
It's like, Tommy, what is your answer?
That was weird. Well, no, because I was saying, because you brought up Rat and two other bands that were on there with Twisted Sister and Quiet Riot. Do you feel that they are one-hit wonder bands, or do you feel that they've had other stuff that would be considered them more than a one-hit wonder band?
Of the two, well, I know Quiet Riot. I'm familiar with 2 or 3 songs from them. But, yeah, Come On, Feel the Noise, that was
a big one.
Yeah. Twisted Sister, though, that one's kind of hard because I shouldn't say knowing, because I don't know the full story, or I couldn't share the story because my facts are wrong or incorrect.
Yeah.
But having heard the story, and even Dee Snider has been a part of a lot of surveys or
he's been out there.
Yeah. The story of the band is quite interesting, I thought.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Motley Crue.
Yeah.
I would have never known their story. I saw them in concert. Mm-hmm. I had no clue how deep their story goes, kind of thing, blah, 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 whatever the criteria. It's just, knowing the story, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's all.
Makes sense.
Wow. I better write that down. I actually said something that made sense. What is the date today?
I'm going to say this again. It's your opinion. You're allowed to give it. Doc, you got anything to add?
Yeah, Tommy, shut up.
Well, I mean, a lot of that, like you said, like we're talking about, a lot of the bands that we had on there did have other recordings that were really good, but a lot of them are more niche. Like heavy metal didn't get a lot of play on regular radio stations, and that was a lot of times how the Billboard Top 10, Billboard Top 100, and all that. So that so there's a lot of different criteria that could kind of go into it. But I mean, even the Beatles, like one of the greatest bands ever, Led Zeppelin, that every song that they had wasn't a hit.
No.
And and that's the same way with like Nazareth, for instance. I kind of liked Nazareth. I had a Nazareth CD, and I used to listen to it all the time. But it did not have a lot of actual big, huge hits. But they had a lot of good music. So I guess that's my opinion.
If I may add to what Gary's saying, take a Led Zeppelin. What's their mainstream album or songs? It's just, like Whole Lotta Love, Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Yet, like for me, one of my favorite all-time songs from them is The Battle of Evermore.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a top playing song. I don't even know if it really got radio play. Who knows? Yeah.
But also you like Led Zeppelin.
Well, I'm just saying. My point is, sometimes the deeper cuts are more often your favorites because maybe you don't hear it so much. I think Page and Plant both said they hate Stairway because of the play,
the overplay of it,
kind of thing. That's all.
Black Sabbath is another kind of example that's similar to that, because especially the original Black Sabbath, they didn't get a lot of play on any radio stations because,
they're titled, they were a polka band.
The song that they had that ever come out that got played on like AM stations and so on and so forth back when they first came out. But look at all the albums that they had out, and I had about every one of them from their first one until after Ronnie James Dio I quit buying their albums, but I started following Ozzy a little bit more, and Ozzy had a little more success as far as popular success, I guess, after he went out on his own. So but Black Sabbath was a good example of that.
I mean, looking over this list again, at least the list I have, and I mentioned about with Frankie Goes to Hollywood having when two tribes go to war. That's another song that I know that gets played on radio that I like, and I think a lot. And I don't know if I have this question later on. I think a lot that has changed with a one-hit wonder and with music in general is, of course, when streaming came out. When streaming came out,
the exact same thing.
When before streaming and you just had albums and radio and even MTV and you were limited on what you could listen to. With streaming, it kind of spread everything out. So that's why I like that you had the Spotify list, because that is the streaming, to me, considered the streaming list of one-hit wonders. Mine is more like the video era of one-hit wonders, even though it's, I would love to have got one from MTV because, I think it would have, not saying that VH1 is not a music video channel, but I mean, they're two different types of music video channels. That's why they're more, there wasn't that many heavy metal or hard rock artists on my list outside of those few compared to what maybe MTV might give, or even if you look at Spotify, there might be some on there as well. But it just, we're living in an age where the one-hit wonder is still there, but we have more of a deeper catalog of artists and songs to listen to, if that makes sense.
Plus everybody can listen to whatever they want to.
Yeah.
So you go on Spotify, and even if it is a kind of obscure band, you can just type it, into the list. This is who I want to listen to, and you can sit there and listen to them all day long. So, I think one-hit wonders are more, I guess, rarer these days than they were back then, just because of the digital and the streaming and all that stuff.
Well, and a lot of it too, when you listen to a like I have a station on Apple Music called, Brian Wagner's Station, and it basically plays whatever's in my music library, basically. And, but also stuff like Pandora. I mean, that's actually the one I was going to. Pandora, if you if you have an artist station, or if you have a particular, like I have Rush Radio on there, I have Billy Joel Radio, but it'll play other artists as well that go around that particular artist music, and it might go out a little bit. And of course, like I said, you can not. I said, but I'm saying you can like or dislike a song that comes on, and it'll kind of redo your playlist a little bit when it comes to what's playing. So it just depends. But and then we've kind of talked about this already, but I'm going to throw this out here already. What one hit wonder artist do you think deserves more recognition?
That's right up Tommy's alley.
Well, we've been talking about it already. That's why I kind of throwing it. So
it was up my nose.
I thought it was up your alley.
Well, hearing that list, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, just because I put blinders on, which is, my fault. That's my mistake or my choice, blah, 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 that it doesn't help for answering your question wisely.
Well, you talked about one.
What, Rat?
Rat. You
or the Verb?
You talked about two, actually.
Yeah.
And I'll stick with the one I was talking about, which was Nazareth. I just think that, but once again, those are personal opinions, and I could probably agree that although I like Nazareth, that they probably didn't have what you would call a hit.
Yeah.
Other than Love Hurts.
No, Hair of the Dog.
I know, but that wasn't really a hit per se.
See, I'm not disagreeing with you, Gary. I'm saying Hair of the Dog. Now you're messing with. That was.
That's kind of and Nazareth is another one of those kind of metal bands too that didn't get a lot of play too.
Yeah.
Okay. Later on. You said that, it reminded me of when Jethro Tull won Heavy Metal Band of the Year.
Why is that funny?
Because I would have never considered Jethro Tull a heavy metal band.
Well, I was a big Jethro Tull fan, and
I love Jethro Tull. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, when that came out, it was like, again, it's going back to what criteria are they coming up with to make that decision?
Well, I was thinking about that too, because what's the definition of a heavy metal band? Because that could be a very wide definition, I think, according to some people. I'm sinking down on my chair for some reason.
You're in deep thought.
Did you say heavy metal band or heavy metal? On that question, heavy metal. Okay.
Well, it's just like you have heavy metal, then you would have.
I might have to do it by band.
What was it called? Thrash metal.
Yeah.
And then some other variations, if you will, and it's kind of like sometimes you think, why? Why is there branching off? Blah blah blah. I'm not questioning it. I think of this: AC/DC would be considered, a top heavy metal band in the category. Yet they had the bagpipes in a song.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be considered an instrument for heavy metal in the mainstream or opinion polls, whatever? Probably not. I don't know.
They're going back to their roots though too.
But see what I'm saying? It's just that what criteria? Going
for
back
what? For heavy metal or for
just in general? When I'm off on a tangent, I'll stop. I just sometimes I go like this.
Let me.
Gosh,
so heavy metal.
I hope I'm not being opinionated, kind of thing.
No, I'm going to share this with you because you're asking about heavy metal. So heavy metal music with roots in blues rocks, psychedelic rock, and acid rock. And musical groups, heavy metal bands are characterized by loud, distorted guitars, dense bass and drum sounds, and loud vocals. Does that sound like
back in the day? I mean, it is. It's like country music. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of country music, from bluegrass to pop country.
Yeah.
So I think heavy metal is just a large title, and then there's other subtitles underneath of it of different kinds of music.
Interesting.
When in the late '60s, early '70s.
Yes,
we're way off. But anyway, there was a lot of organ in heavy metal songs and heavy metal bands, and that kind of went away. Synthesizer kind of came in, Jethro Tull has a flute, so I mean, I thought that was one thing that made them kind of different than what some of the other ones are. What is mine? Okay, anyway, that was way off. We're way off. We're squirrel.
Yeah.
Rush being progressive rock, yet they had cowbell and they had wind chimes, or
I think Rush, I actually think the category of that kind of changed through the years.
Yeah, through the years.
Like their very first album, they were a hard rock band. Yeah. And then they kind of progressed to progressive.
The progressive rock. Progressed into progressive rock. But, there's one.
Guys, we're going to start a heavy metal band, all kazoos.
The kazooers.
Go ahead, BW. You're going to say so.
There is one song, which is, is a one-hit wonder in my mind. I mean, as we've been talking today, someone might disagree that wasn't on either one of our lists that we said, which is "Video Killed the Radio Star."
I remember that. Yeah.
Good point.
By the Muggle. I mean, that was the first video technically that was played on MTV. I mean,
it was the first. Yeah,
it was. I mean, but I'm making oxymoron since it's
and then digital music killed the video star.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
waiting for somebody to do it. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to do a song about that. But yeah, that's not on either one of these lists.
That's interesting.
I have that album.
Yeah.
And okay, I will say this. Okay, you did mention Men Without Hats, the Safety Dance was on the list.
No.
I have that album, and it's one of my it's one of my favorite albums. There are songs on there that I enjoy, that I think they're hits, in my head, So they have other songs. It may not have got the radio play.
No.
The Buggles.
And one thing we have to think about.
Concept. There are other songs on that album that may not have gotten the radio play, but I enjoy them. So it's an opinion. So I don't know. Good question.
And we had this conversation when we were doing albums. And I know I said this during that episode that, growing up, when you listen to an album, you listen to it straight through. You didn't skip around. So there's songs on albums that didn't become singles or didn't become popular, may have been more concert-worthy songs than they were radio-worthy songs. But you knew all those songs on that album, and you knew what order they were in. So even when you heard the singles, I said this in that episode, when you heard the singles on the album or on the radio, you were waiting for that next song that came on the album.
Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It had two, it was a double.
Yeah.
But anyway, that song, from the beginning to the end, there are that album, from the beginning to the end, there are so many good songs on there that did not get radio play and did not become. Now there's a lot on there that did become hit, but there's just so many on there that are like deep and just I would listen to that album from both sides. I've just sit down there and just listen to it. I do, and I still do it now. Like on Amazon, I'll put Goodbye Yellow Brick Road on and listen to the whole thing, and it's just it's really amazing.
Okay,
I'm just curious.
What do you?
Did Milli Vanilli even come up in the decision making of these
No.
lists of one hit wonders?
No.
Or are they on a new category?
So.
Are they on another list called the no hit?
The no hit wonders.
Non-existent.
No, it's a wonder that they had a hit.
Well, but the crazy, truthfully, the crazy thing with Milli Vanilli, both songs that came out as singles actually did well.
Yeah.
So yes, they were short-lived because it wasn't them to begin with.
Exactly.
It was somebody else doing. But those two songs that came out did well on radio. So I wouldn't really consider them a one. I would consider the band a one band wonder.
They are no hit wonder.
But the songs themselves are not considered one hit wonders.
Right.
So, but so let me see. I asked, what is one hit wonder that doesn't actually seem like one hit wonder to you? And then, okay, if you could, and this we've been giving our opinions on, if you could or would you rather be a one hit wonder or a consistently average artist? Meaning, would you rather hit big and then die out, or would you rather just be on the line the whole time? Just be consistent.
Here's where I say it's like in karate. I would rather do the longevity of continuing to practice and study and learn and grow.
Yeah.
In something that I really enjoy. There again, there's another factor. How much do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So with music, same question, how much do you really enjoy it? If it's okay, here's a great example. I was watching a documentary last night on Chicago. Longevity. Every album, other than the one where they're painting the word Chicago, to my understanding, they don't have the faces of the members on the album. They were talking about how, the word Chicago, that emblem is so iconic for them. Yeah. And look what they went on to do. They had some tragedies, and this and that, but yet they still progressed. They may not have been all songs are top 40 play, blah, blah, blah.
No, I think they're one of the super bands. So,
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that, Gary. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, they were very big, just like Crosby, Stills, and Nash in their era. John Denver, I would have never known how big he was for the music industry. But my point is, though they were so big, it didn't inflate them. Yeah. On the outside. Maybe it did for some of them, like, man, look, we're Chicago, blah, 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 whatever. Never mind.
You remember on Chicago, you remember the Columbia Record Club where you could get 12
Columbia House
cassettes, Columbia House, or what have you. So I was a member of that.
12 for a penny.
And we had 12 for a penny. And I had a guy in my class, and I was probably only in 8th grade or something like that. And I was telling him about it because if you guys ever remember, if you got someone else to join, then you got some free stuff out of it too. But he was a big Chicago fan. He joined the Columbia House just so he could get the entire catalog of Chicago out. He ordered 12. They had it might not have been up to 12 at that point in time, but he ordered every Chicago album that there was cassette at the time. But
wow.
Anyway, Chicago was huge, and I didn't know that about actually a lot of I can't think of very many albums that actually had pictures of the band, sometimes on the inside.
Yeah.
Maybe not,
but not on the cover.
Well,
that's interesting. So,
yeah.
And then what was the question? I forget. I would rather be the one hit wonder.
You would rather be the one hit wonder?
Instead of just being average Joe, because they're still playing songs that were one hit wonders nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
if you can consider a band that just came out and maybe had a little success and stuff like that, they're probably not heard from as much as like some of the one hit wonders. But I guess that would just be kind of cool to be known for that, and I don't know, monetarily it'd probably better be the average guy, but
yes, yeah. Well, of course, the one hit wonders are probably playing county festivals and fairs and stuff like that now. If they're they're still playing
based on that one hit.
Yeah, but I agree with Tommy K. I'd rather be like a consistent average artist, so I have with a longevity of a career, because yes, I may be very successful at the beginning, but and truthfully, you have to think with a lot of these one hit wonders, did it go to their head into to a matter where that's why they fell off, because they couldn't replicate the success they had from that one hit wonder, and they couldn't do anything else.
Could be. Never know.
Because that's what happens with with a lot of artists. Not a lot of artists, but people in general. You get a big head, and you're just like, oh, no one can stop me. I'm going to be doing this forever. Be making all this money. Blah blah blah, and then it falls off.
Or something happened like with Blind Melon, where
where
the band had to break up or what have you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much our one hit wonders episode. You guys have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, you never did tell us what next week. Did you tell us what next week's?
I said it off air. I didn't say it. I don't think I said it on air. Car songs or road trip songs.
Oh yeah, okay.
We would hit.
Boy, do I have a memory.
We all spend plenty of time in the car, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of us, if we're not listening to podcasts or audiobooks, we're listening to music. So, what on those short drives, what are you listening to? We can kind of hit both. What's the difference between what you listen to when you're driving to work compared to what you're listening to when you're driving to on a trip, on a longer trip? So we can do that. And I
for me, because I can't drive anymore, but
you're in the car riding with somebody.
Yeah.
So, but another one I had for what's that? What'd you say?
I said, listen to their crappy music.
Yeah. Another one I came up while we were talking about this, and we can either do this in one episode or we can split it up. Soundtracks and various artist albums. I thought we might be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So best soundtracks we love to listen to, that we listen to every single time. Same with various artist albums. Like I said, that could be one episode, or depending on how it goes, we could split it up into 2. So, but those are a couple that I had off the top of my head. So, and if anybody has ideas, including you two, that you want of topics you would like us to talk about, especially if they're music related, because we seem to have great conversations with these, let us know in the comments.
So I'm looking at Tom when I do that. So does it look like I'm looking at Tom to you guys?
Yes. On my side, you are. So
there to see, he looks like you're in the middle on my screen. So.
But yeah, that's all I got,
buddy.
Yeah. What are you, the Brady Bunch? What are you, Alice?
Yeah, exactly.
Tommy K's Alice.
Is Alice in the middle?
On my screen, he is.
Well, I got
looking all around.
We're all side by side because we're bros.
Yeah. Yes. But all right. Well, that's all we have for this week. Until next time, this is B-Dub.
Doc Lib, but I didn't hear who that other guy is.
It's because he doesn't have his mic down. He took his mic off. It's Tommy K. And you've been listening to the We Is Smart podcast. See ya.